Toy Tractor Times is at the 2019 Summer Farm Toy Show in Dyersville, Iowa. We're going to take a look at some work done by Rob Meeks of Oak Hall, Virginia. And it's been neat to see people taking the time to travel the great distance out here from the East Coast. We also look at a display from Georgia. Rob is interesting because he hand builds a lot of pieces out of wood, and we're going to take a look at a variety of the projects that he has on display at the show this year. And we've got some in progress, some complete, and some information and detail to see how they go together. We'll start here on the corner of the table. We've got a soil finisher on display, and you can see the work and putting all the plumbing with the hydraulics onto this and cutting out all the different framing. We've got the finishing tines back here, as well as all the cultivator shanks mounted. Even got the work lights and the slow moving vehicle triangle. Rob, what model is this here as far as brand of soil finisher?
Well, I kind of modeled it after a sunflower.
Okay.
It's not exact, but it was my version.
Oh, it's very nice. So here's always the ideal thing a lot of people will like is big planters, the 24-row John Deere, and this is the central fill with the 100 bushel hoppers on it, and then it has the 3 bushel hoppers on the row units as well, so you can get a lot of seed capacity when you order a 1770 or 1775 NT planter from Deere set up this way. You can see Rob hand cut out each of the 3 bushel boxes. He shows that the lid's open and you can put the corn seed inside. Again, we can look at this picture and see all the different pieces that had to be built to make this go together, along with your chemical tank, all of your plumbing for the hydraulic lines. They take you back to the tractor and the hookup. We can look up here on the platform and the detail that Rob added to this planter. Here we can see again hydraulic plumbing, as well as that starter fertilizer plumbing going to each of the row units. When we take a look at the row unit, we can see the opening and closing wheels. And it's just really neat that all of this has been made from wood. And up here we can see the hitch to the 7520 with all those hydraulic lines.
It'll close if you want.
Sure, yeah, I'd like to see that. And there we see it open and close and hook together just like the real machine. So here we have a big tillage piece, John Deere's largest disc. They make these discs all the way up to 50 feet now. And this is the double fold model. Again, all hand cut and built. Rob, do you actually hand cut the disc blades, or are those off the
What I did
models?
was I took flat fender washers. I heated every single one up. I found a socket that was the exact same size. Took 2 ball peen hammers, one on it and a bigger one, and smashed it, and it was perfect concave.
Oh, it is.
There's 242 blades on this one.
Wow, I wouldn't have to want to change them all. That's a lot of work to make these pieces. Now, does this piece fold up as well? Or?
Yes. And if you notice, the hydraulic cylinders are made out of wood, and they all work.
Wow. Oh, that's a beautiful piece. So is this a 2630 or
2623?
2623? And we can see the detail in that folded up piece.
What I went off of.
Okay. It's a big disc. You cover a lot of acres. So here we have a John Deere combine, also made of wood, and you can see the fingers on the header here as it would gather the crop, and the GPS unit and lights in the cab, dual wheels, on the front and the back, and that would definitely give you a lot of traction. I've seen these kind of set up in Minnesota and things on combines. Sometimes you get triples in the front, duals on the back. And we've got the hopper here, engine compartment, the flasher lights. Step back and give you a full view of the combine. We've got the fire extinguisher here on the platform. And we can see the auger swings out. So I notice on the back here we have an STX 710 decal. Is this a concept combine idea? Or?
Yeah, I didn't want to get any backlash.
Sure. It looks good. And if you're building out of wood, one of the great achievements can be building the world's biggest tractor, and that's the Big Bud 16V 747 tractor. This one is equipped with triple tires for flotation, and actually the real tractor is getting a new set of tires this year. The tractor is celebrating its 40th anniversary, and it was time for some new tires, so it's neat to see this one with triples. We can see those two big twin Detroits in there. The tractor articulates. And we've got the dual exhaust, and we can see that the hood opens on the 747. This tractor was originally built to be about 760 horsepower, and today it's cranking out over 1,100 horsepower from those big Detroit engines. Another project Rob is working on is for a person out in Washington State, and he's got a 600 quad track, and it's equipped with saddle tanks, and we can see these tanks have been hand carved out of wood to replicate the real tractor. And this Quadtrack 600 pulls a Horsch Cougar 235, and we can see the entire platform has been built here along with the liquid tank. And what really stood out to me, because I've gotten a chance to film some Horsch Panther air drills, is the closing wheels are very unique on the Horsch products. And Rob has taken a standard kind of wooden dowel tire, but cut the tread pattern in of those closing wheels. And we can also see the process of building this one. This one is still in process and not quite complete, so you can see the work that has to be done. A little bit of brass to fasten things together, and just the nice work that's done to build the framing out of wood. And Rob, I want to ask, because again, a lot of this equipment's getting so modern and angled, and it's pretty impressive to build a curve just like the regular Horsch product. How do you get that curved angle there?
I just basically look at a picture and kind of size it up. He happened to send me some specs on the Horsch 235, and I take the measurements, real life measurements, put them in a model calculator and bring them down, and then just kind of eye it until I like what it looks like.
Oh, it looks just like the real thing. That's pretty cool. And here we can see this big tire. Now, how this was two tires put together, or the blocks of wood?
It was 3 pieces of wood glued together.
Okay.
And then I took a 3 1/4 inch hole saw, cut it out, and then I took a big drill bit and cut the center out.
That's
Not
impressive.
a drill bit, but
Sure.
a 40.
And here we can see the front end and the hitch.
What's unique about this cart is the owner custom made this cart
Okay.
for his specs. He designed it and had it built for him out in the hills of Washington.
Then we've got some semi trucks here. You can see the engine detail. Got the big cat motor in this one. Here we can see a John Deere theme Kenworth. And look at the seats on the inside. Got the big arm here for hauling a heavy load. So is it particularly difficult to get these cabs, the sleepers and things on the angles carved out right, or?
Well, these are actually plastic model kits from the early 80s. And then I just, like on this, I custom made this out of wood. And when
Very nice.
I have room, I can actually hook this black one up to that, and it looks like I have actual hooks. And
Okay, very nice. And here we've got a machine shop, and it's always a nice detail for the model farm. People would like to have pieces like this, and you can see the lift, workbench, and tools. So it's been pretty neat to see the things that Rob has worked on and the creations, and you know, just the different materials people can use, and wood is definitely one that can let you create a lot of different pieces of farm equipment.